In the top focus, the Indian rupee has hit a new low, and this is an all-time low ever against the dollar. Each dollar now will cost you about 70 rupees. Economists say that it is going to have a direct impact on our home budgets. It will have a direct impact on fuel and essential commodities prices as well, which are likely to shoot up yet again. Our correspondent Amita getting us further details here on this.
Everything is set to go up, especially considering imports. Everything that you import will now get costlier. Certain things like having a foreign vacation, or if you're planning to go and study abroad, crude oil prices will shoot up. Now, crude oil prices shooting up essentially means that petrol, diesel would get costlier, and that will have a direct impact on household budget, especially essential commodities, because transportation costs will also shoot up. So citizens will have to bear an extra that extra pocket, considering now rupee has depreciated even further. A lot of things, especially people who are planning to buy gadgets, for instance, abroad, their prices will obviously shoot up. So a lot of things are set to get costlier. In fact, even FMCG products, for instance, where raw materials, for instance, are being imported from other countries, the companies which are doing this will obviously not bear the entire cost on themselves. They will pass it on to customers. That indirect impact is going to take a while, experts believe, to translate to customers. But the first couple of things that we're going to see immediately is, of course, household budget being impacted, a foreign vacation, and even people who are going to study abroad. These three things are the most important things where prices are going to shoot up.
Yes, Amita, please stay on with us. Also getting in an expert word here on this from an economist, Mr. Akash Jindal, with us over the phone line. Thanks for being with us, Mr. Jindal. In your view, there's of course nothing to guarantee that a further fall cannot be stopped. Just 2 days ago, we were looking at 69.50. Today is hit 70, and it's extremely worrisome on issues such as running your home budget, on fuel prices, which are already high, set to be higher yet again.
Yeah, see, in fact, 70 rupees a dollar was something which I had predicted much ago, and already Indian rupee has crossed 70 rupees per dollar. Now, talking about home budget, now this would directly make crude oil costlier, and in turn, petrol and diesel may become costlier. Other derivatives of petrol and diesel may become costlier. Now, all the consumables, all the eatables do travel on diesel, and human beings, they travel in petrol. So life in general would become costlier for us. Then our students, lots of our students study abroad. It would become costlier for them. Then many companies, Indian companies, have taken forex loans. Now servicing those loans, paying interest on those loans would become costlier. Of course, there are some benefits also, but the negatives strongly outweigh the benefits. Benefits are that many of our Indian brothers, they are working abroad. Our Malayali brothers are working in the Gulf. People from Punjab are working in Canada and other countries. So they are sending remittances to their families in India. The remittances would be higher. Our IT exports would fetch us higher money. But overall, the negatives, they strongly outweigh the positives. And firstly, the inflation may increase. Secondly, post-inflation, there's a possibility of higher interest rates. So very frankly, things are bad for India currently, seeing the way things have gone in Turkey and the way global emerging markets have reacted to that. Already we are not on a comfortable current account deficit. So,
That's right.
Things are...
So what do you think should be the explanation here coming in from the government? Are they entirely going to blame it on the crisis in Turkey?
We can't blame the government for Turkey crisis. There's no reason or basis to blame our government for Turkey crisis, but we
No. What is going to be the government's explanation here on this is what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That Turkey crisis, government can't do anything. There's no connection of the government. But dollar crossing 70 rupees is something where the government needs to explain a lot. Because basically the dollar rate going higher means that we are getting lesser dollars in and more dollars are flying outside. So firstly, the reason for this is that we are at the lowest level of FDI in the past 5 years. So that's the problem that the government has to do answering. Then had the FII info been higher, still rupee would have been higher. Similarly, our exports, had they been higher, the rupee would have been higher. So had the government been in a position to motivate FDI, motivate FII further, to motivate exports, then our rupee would have been in a comfortable position. So the government needs to do something in a medium term, in short term, in longer term, and particularly in medium term, we need to do a sort of replica of China. We need to focus more on other sources of energy like nuclear energy rather than depending solely on crude oil. See, every child now in India knows that 75 to 80% on crude oil is imported. So why should we make it is a part of our life that we have to live on imported crude? Why shouldn't we look towards other substitutes?
Long term. That's right. Long-term measures is what we're talking about. Let's also look at some immediate measures here. Please stay with us, Mr. Jindal. Getting in a word here from yet another senior economist, Mr. Mohan Guruswamy, with us on the phone line. Appreciate you being with us, sir. Help us understand what could the government possibly be doing with immediate effect as immediate relief to us?
Frankly, there's nothing the government can do with immediate effect because economic policy does not lend itself to immediate solutions unless you're doing something extremely stupid like demonetization. So, one will have to just put up with this. This is a cumulative effect of bad economics for many years. You have been consistently we've been having trade deficits. Trade deficits are getting bigger and bigger. We've had the highest trade deficit in 5 years now, and there is no sign of any export promotion by the government. There is no sign of any import reduction policy of the government. So we continue as if tomorrow is not good. Tomorrow is another day, and we continue to import and continue to keep our money abroad when we export. For instance, now with the rupee value coming down, people are going to hold on to dollars because if you delay it another month, you might get another rupee or so on the money abroad. So that is going to add to your problems.
Right.
And I don't think the government has any solutions.
No, but Mr. Guruswamy, what can really stop this fall? Because just 2 days ago, we were looking at 69.50. Today, we've hit an absolute low, which is 70 per dollar. Is there anything that could be done to even stop it from falling any further then?
To fall a little more for a few more weeks before it stabilizes, because the devaluation process does not start suddenly and does not stop suddenly. It'll just keep going down for a few more days,
right?
And maybe a week or 10 days, and then it will peak off at somewhere 71, 72. Let's see what happens, because I don't think the government can intervene much. The more they intervene in the market, the RBI intervenes, the more you have run through your dollars. You've got $400 billion reserves. You've got to hold on to. I've been for a long time saying that at least $100 billion of that could be turned into a sovereign fund and the money brought back and invested in it. They haven't done that. They just let reserves pile up and sit in American banks where they don't get any interest. And this is the kind of, policies which one can't understand. The solutions are so obvious and simple, but you got to do it in time. And there's no election, so we don't even
but Mr. Guruswamy, could we have? Is this something which was out of control for the government? Could we have been in a better position, irrespective of the Turkey-led sell-off, which has caused this?